BAUFRA'S Tale. The royal son BAUFRA then stood forth and spake. He said, I will tell thy majesty of a wonder which came to pass in the days of thy father Seneferu, the blessed, of the deeds of the chief reciters Azamank. One day King Seneferu 1. H.S. 3, being weary, went throughout his palace seeking for a pleasure to lighten his heart, but he found none. And he said, Haste, and bring before me the chief reciter and scribe of the rolls Azamank, and they straightway brought him. And the king said, I have sought in my palace for some delight, but I have found none. Then said Azamank to him, Let thy majesty go upon the lake of the palace, and let there be made ready a boat, with all the fair maidens of the harem of thy palace, and the heart of thy majesty shall be refreshed with the sight, in seeing their rowing up and down the water, and seeing the goodly pools of the birds upon the lake, and beholding its sweet fields and grassy shores. Thus will thy heart be lightened. And I also will go with thee. Bring me 20 oars of ebony, inlaid with gold, with blades of light wood, inlaid with electrum, and bring me 20 maidens, fair in their limbs, their bosoms, and their hair, all virgins, and bring me 20 nets, and give these nets unto the maidens for their garments. And they did according to all the commands of his majesty. And they rowed down the stream and up the stream, and the heart of his majesty was glad with the sight of their rowing. But one of them at the steering struck her hair, and her jewel of new malachite fell into the water. And she ceased her song, and rowed not, and her companions ceased, and rowed not. And his majesty said, Row you not farther? And they replied, Our little steerer here stays and rows not. His majesty then said to her, Wherefore rowest thou not? She replied, It is for my jewel of new malachite which is fallen in the water. And he said to her, Row on, for behold I will replace it. And she answered, But I want my own piece back in its setting. And his majesty said, Haste, bring me the chief reciters Azamank, and they brought him. And his majesty said, Azamank, my brother, I have done as thou saidst, and the heart of his majesty is refreshed with the sight of their rowing. But now a jewel of new malachite of one of the little ones is fallen in the water, and she ceases and rows not, and she has spoilt the rowing of her side. And I said to her, Wherefore rowest thou not? And she answered to me, It is for my jewel of new malachite which is fallen in the water. I replied to her, Row on, for behold I will replace it. And she answered to me, But I want my own piece again back in its setting. Then the chief reciters Azamank spake his magic speech. And he placed one part of the waters of the lake upon the other, and discovered the jewel lying upon a shard, and he took it up and gave it unto its mistress. And the water, which was 12 cubits deep in the middle, reached now to 24 cubits after he turned it. And he spake, and used his magic speech, and he brought again the water of the lake to its place. And his majesty spent a joyful day with the whole of the royal house. Then rewarded he the chief reciters Azamank with all good things. Behold, this is a wonder that came to pass in the days of thy father, the king of Upper and Lower Egypt, Seneferu, of the deeds of the chief reciter, the scribe of the rolls, Azamank. Then said the majesty of the king of Upper and Lower Egypt, Khufu, the blessed, Let there be presented an offering of 1,000 cakes, 100 draughts of beer, an ox, and 2 jars of incense to the king of Upper and Lower Egypt, Seneferu, the blessed, and let there be given a loaf, a jar of beer, and a jar of incense to the chief reciter, the scribe of the rolls, Azamank, for I have seen the token of his learning. And they did all things as his majesty commanded.